Welcome to the Leicester View. This is Terrace Talk, and we're joined by Leicester fan James. How are you, James?
I'm fine, thank you, pal. How are you? Are you good?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, two home games now then this week then for Leicester to cement the challenge on Reading's championship points total of
Yeah.
set in 2005, 2006. Do you think, straight off from the bat, do you think Leicester can break that points
Yes.
total?
Yes. Quite confidently, yes.
Okay, Reading
We
fans,
need another
watch out.
32 points. Another 32 points, 10 wins-ish, couple of draws. That's 15 games. I know this might sound a bit bigger. I can't see us dropping many points at all. We've only got Leeds and Southampton, the top big boys left to play, to be honest. So hopefully, touch wood, we'll be fine.
Okay. 106 points needed then, or 107 points needed. I'm sure you can do it. Okay. Welcome to the Leicester View. Then we've got Lewis, who's our Middlesbrough fan, joining us this evening as well. Good evening, Lewis.
Hi, Mark.
And we're going to preview the Leicester Middlesbrough game this weekend, which, to be honest, feels like a Premier League fixture to me. It's crazy that we're talking about Leicester Middlesbrough as a championship fixture. James, this is obviously the first time we've invited you onto this channel. Usually what we do is we review the last game that we've just had and then look ahead to the next game. So we're delighted to welcome you to the Terrace Talk family. Obviously, we're also going to throw some curveballs at you and some views which we picked up from around the internet to see what your views on it are. First of all, then let's talk about the Watford game. We had a Watford fan on earlier who thought Watford deserved a draw.
To be honest, yes and no. For the first hour, we looked really comfortable, and then we went from sublime to ridiculous. We scored an absolutely fantastic goal. Passing it through the lines, how Enzo's got us playing, which is absolutely fantastic. Drawing the Watford players on and just drove forward, and the one-touch football, absolutely brilliant. Then we tried it again on the hour mark, and Harry Winks messed it up and played it straight to can't remember his name, Dennis, Emmanuel Dennis, is it? And it free empty goal. And then from then, the last 25 minutes was very squeaky bum time. But so sort of yes and no, they deserved a point. There weren't many clear-cut chances after that hour mark, but it was still, with Leicester's reputation of conceding late goals just recently, anything can happen. You know what fans are like in the crowd. The nerves were getting a little bit, fingernails were going a bit, but we got there in the end. And it showed by Enzo's celebration at the end of the game. He was over the moon, even though that was his birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Enzo Gamasca. For all the talk, James, of Leicester being obviously Premier League signings, we look at that squad. I think 7 of that squad today were academy graduates, and 2 are youngsters on loan. So actually, it's a bit of a false statement, isn't it? That this is a team that Leicester have grown, and actually there's a lot of youth to do it. But yes, you've got Premier League signings that other clubs would want, but actually give Leicester a bit more credit. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, because if you think about it, we lost Harvey Barnes, we lost James Maddison, we lost Yuri Tillemans, we lost Johnny Evans, Soyuncu, Daniel Amati, and there was one more, but I can't remember who it is now. We lost 7 players of Premiership quality players. We had to buy players of Championship standard top Championship standard players. And all this malarkey about, it's financial fair play, they've got the parachute payments. It isn't. It is. We couldn't buy anybody in January because we couldn't. The financial fair play is that tight with us. We just buckle down and get on with it. But we've got a decent Championship squad, like you say. I think there's a record out there somewhere. I can't remember how it is. I think it's something like 200 odd in games, nearly 250 games, where we've had at least one academy member on this match day squad. And like you say, we had 6 or 7 on Saturday against Watford. And Ben Nelson, I don't know, he's been about, but he's only just played his first league game. He looks a quality player.
Yeah, I mean, how many players do you think you are currently short of a strong Premier League 11?
I'd love to say none, but that's not right. I can't say none. I would say 3 or 4. We need a quality striker, and I mean a quality striker that's going to regularly put in 20 goals this season.
You don't think would Daka not cut it in the Premier League?
The 2 years he's had in the Premiership, it might be he didn't do it. In the 2 years he's had, he scored a few goals, didn't score many. But this year, he's like Phoenix from the Flames because he didn't play to start off with. And then all of a sudden, just before the AFCON, he scored 4 goals in 5 games, then had to go to AFCON, come back, and he scored another 3 since AFCON. he's like prime Haaland. He's scoring goals for fun at the minute. He's making assists, winning penalties. But as a Premiership player, I don't think he'll make it. Jamie Vardy, he's 37, maybe 1 year, but only a backup player. Love Jamie Vardy, but his pace has gone. I mean, at 37, we were all old at 37, didn't we? Your pace starts going then, your back starts going. But yeah, we need a quality striker. And I think playing the way we play, we could do with a number 10, a James Maddison kind of player. But I'm not sure whether that fits into Maresca's game plan. But yeah, I'd say 3 or 4, and maybe a quality centre half, because as well, Vestergaard hasn't played under Brendan Rodgers for 2 years. He played about 10 games in 2 years. He's come in now, and he is looking like Franz Beckenbauer. He strolls out with the ball, keeps it at his foot, plays balls with his left foot, pings them across with his right foot. Yeah. He looks prime Beckenbauer, but will he make it in the Championship? I'm not sure. Premiership, sorry, I'm not sure. So probably a quality centre half. So probably 3 or 4.
Okay, and of course, if you get the loans signed as well, that I'm sure you'd want to, then that makes it makes it a few more.
Outstanding. Abdul Fatah is outstanding. He's 19 years old. He's come from Sporting Lisbon. You'd have thought he'd been here for 10, 15 years. He loves the club. It's unbelievable. It really is. I always say, never fall in love with loan players, and unfortunately, it's beginning to happen.
Okay, when you went to the Riverside then earlier this November, Remembrance Day, it's probably a day you would remember, James, because it's one of the rare defeats that you've had this season. Lewis, you were there at that game. What do you remember about how Borough set up against Leicester, and how did you beat the Mighty Foxes back then?
Yeah, it was actually one of our most impressive performances of the season, which feels like a long time ago now. But I think you have to ride your luck a little bit when you're playing these top sides, and we did. You know, they had a few chances. They had all of the ball. You know, we were playing sitting back, low block, playing on the break, but we were quite effective at what we did. We're sometimes better against the better sides, and a moment of quality. Greenwood scored an absolute pearler of a free kick. About the 85th minute, I think it was. So late in the game, which is when you like to win a game. But yeah, even though they had a lot of the ball and a few chances, we did set up quite solidly. And I dare say it'll be the same again. We'll try and defend deep and hit them on the break if we can.
Yeah, what did you make of that game, James? You remember it was a free kick and a half, wasn't it? Which can happen to any side. Do you fear for Mills? Fear for your team this weekend?
If you're going to lose a game, you want to lose a game with a free kick like that. It was quality free kick. Hamza shouldn't have made the tackle. He dived in a little bit, centre of the box. That was the only thing you thought. It's a bit too central, but what a strike it was. We were in the middle of a blip then. We lost 2 on the bounce, so we were in the middle of a blip. If you can call it losing two games on the trot at a blip. But yeah, Middlesbrough deserved it. The back, like you said, they had the low block, the pressed us. We had chances. We did that. That was the part. We're still getting used to Maresca's way of playing, and we weren't being clinical enough in the final third and scoring goals regular like we are now. And we didn't take the chances. Middlesbrough did. If you're still 0-0. 10 minutes to go, you've still got a chance of winning. I think, if I remember rightly, that was the first goal we conceded in the last 15 minutes of a game. But like I say, a free kick like that to win any game, yeah. They'll come down, they'll give us a good game. Carrot's got them playing well again. They had a bit of a dodgy start, didn't they? And now they're bringing back up. I think they're 12th, now. So there's still a chance of the playoffs. It's quite tight there. But being a Leicester fan, I can only say one result, really, to be honest. But
all right, let's get your predictions then for this game. James, you go first.
Oh dear, I don't want to say. I've got to go for a Leicester win. I think we'll concede because sometimes we just let it slip. I think we'll take an early lead. It's going to be. Is 2-1 convincing? I don't know. 2-1 maybe. Yeah. I don't want to go 2. Yeah, 2-1. Leicester win 2-1. I want to say more, but I don't want to say it's getting a bit. Yeah, so 2-1. We'll go for 2-1.
All right, nice one. Close to that Reading score. Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, they don't lose many games to this, so for us to do the double over them would be some achievement. I think they've only lost 1 in 17 since we've played them, and when I was looking at the projections, the points per game, they're looking at 111 at the moment, so obviously they're an outstanding side. I think when any fan ever predicts a draw, deep down that means they think they're going to get beat. So on that note, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
Very good. Very diplomatic of you. The Middlesbrough fans don't come on here and rant. Listen, thank you both for joining us. James, really appreciate your debut on here. Hopefully you come back in future weeks. And if it's not just to gloat at the other 23 teams that you're just better at just for another 15 weeks or so, we really appreciate it.
If it's not me, it could be any one of the others I'm on Leicester Fan TV. So any of the others, some of us will come on for you. Not a
fantastic.
Problem.
Okay, and we'll put the link to Leicester Fan TV in the comments below if you want to follow. If you're a Leicester fan and don't yet follow this fantastic product which James and his team put out. Thank you very much, both. We'll catch you very soon.
Thank you.